Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you joining us today. We are thrilled to have you here for this special session where we dive into how Zoho Writer is transforming the way organizations in the financial service sector handle their document workflows.
Yes, hey everyone, super excited to be here. Today's session is a part of larger webinar series where we explore how Zoho Writer fits into different industries. And today we are zooming in on finance.
That's right, Gautam. Whether you're handling client onboarding, loan processing, compliance paperwork, or financial reporting, documents are at the heart of your operations.
Exactly. And most teams juggle between multiple tools, a word processor, a form builder, maybe an e-signature service, and some automation platform on top of that. But with Zoho Writer, you get all that in one single application. From creating to automating, collecting data, and securing signatures, it's all built in.
So, buckle up, everyone. In the next few minutes, we'll show you how Zoho Writer simplifies complex workflows, bringing in teams closer and helps you save time and effort, especially in a fast moving industry like finance. So, before we get started, here are a few quick instructions to help you make the most of this session. So, all the attendees will be in mute, and we, the host, will be walking you through this session. And also, adding to that, we host these webinars every second Thursday of this month, where we explore how Zoho Writer can be used across different industries. So, if you're interested in seeing how it works in various sectors, make sure to keep an eye out for future sessions. Today's webinar is being recorded as well, and we'll be sharing the recording with all the registered participants. So if you have any questions during the sessions, feel free to drop them in the Q&A pane, and our product expert Vadivel will be answering them. And we also will have like a dedicated live Q&A session towards the end. Also, for better visibility of the shared screen, we recommend switching to the sidebar or top bar layout. Moving on, so when we spoke with financial professionals, we found that teams often spend a lot of time designing and updating brochures, flyers, training manuals, or presentations for workshops and client education. Most of this is done using multiple tools like design tools or word processors or cloud drives. Writer simplifies this by letting you create and collaborate on these materials in one place.
Yes, and one major area that gets a lot of attention is converting physical documents into digital formats. Many teams are still relying on paper forms for account opening, loan applications, or onboarding. With Write, these can be digitized into structured fillable forms so customers or employees can fill them out online and the data can be captured directly.
That's right, Gautam. And then comes the everyday communication, that is, sending proposal, responding to client queries, or even drafting internal memos. With a writer, teams can comment, suggest edits, and even restrict who edits what, making back and forth collaboration a much smoother process.
And once the draft is ready, it often has to go through multiple rounds of review. Writer helps here too. You can set up review and approval workflows so documents can be sent to your team leads, legal team, or compliance officers for feedback and sign off, all within the same tool.
Adding to that, let's not forget compliance. Teams need to ensure sensitive data is protected, redlining is captured, and audit trails are intact. Plus, generating detailed monthly or quarterly reports for internal stakeholders or regulators is a regular task, and that too can be automated with Writer's merge templates. In this webinar, we'll walk you through how Zoho Writer helps tackle all of these documentation challenges in the financial service space. And now that we have set the stage and understood the key challenges, let's take a look at what we'll be covering in today's session. Can Gautam take this forward?
Yes, so we have structured this session to walk you through how Zoho Writer supports every step of the document process, from creation and collaboration to automation and security. We'll start by showing you how to create and design your documents using organization templates like and use headers, footers, table of contents and page setup, etc. Next, we will demonstrate you how you can digitize traditional paper-based forms like account opening or KYC forms and convert them into fillable digital forms. Further, we'll also explore how real-time collaboration can streamline client and internal communications with features such as comments, track changes, and controlled workflows for finalizing documents before sending them out. Further, we'll cover automating the documentation task where you'll be able to use formulas, conditional contents, and get digital signatures easily through a seamless merge process. Finally, we'll touch on compliance and security controls, plus highlight some of the key benefits of using Zoho Writer for monthly reporting and secure document handling. And not to worry, we'll be showcasing live demos throughout this session to illustrate each of these capabilities in action.
That looks like a well-packed session, Gautam. So, all right, let's start with the first piece of the puzzle, document creation and design. So, Gautam, when it comes to creating documents in the financial space like flyers, brochures, reports, or policy manuals, what features does Zoho Writer offer to help teams craft professional and a consistent document?
Well, you can begin by applying custom styles and themes to reflect your organization's brand, whether it's fonts, colors, or spacing. And also, if you're working with documents like client reports or policy manuals on a regular basis, then you can make use of custom organization templates, which will help you save time and maintain consistency across your documents. And not only that, structuring your content is made more simple with page layout and sectioning, which is especially helpful when you're working on documents like brochures, handbooks, or multi-section reports. And to reinforce your brand or include important document details, you can add watermark and customize your headers and footers with logos. And furthermore, we also have table formatting, which will allow you to break down your entire report and provide it in a clear view. And furthermore, for long documents, we have a table of contents available, which will allow you to generate a clean, clickable overview of your document with just a few clicks.
Understood. So let's take a typical situation in a finance team. Your loan department is launching a new home loan scheme with reduced interest rates. So you want to spread the word quickly with professionally designed flyers that include all the key information like loan details, eligibility criteria, and contact information. Now, normally you would depend on a design team or juggle between multiple tools just to get this done. But with Writer, you don't need to. So, Gautam, can you show us how someone in a finance team can create a flyer directly within Writer without relying on any external design tools?
Definitely, Jennifer. So here is a document, and we have created it from scratch within Zoho Writer. So as you can see, for creating such documents, you would require a design tool like a Photoshop or anything that you are aware of. So now in this case, what we have done is we have added images and using shapes and using the multiple section layouts, we have created this document within Writer. So let me show you a quick overview on what are the characters that we have added. So here you can see that this is a particular text box and we have added an image, and within that we have added a text box to display the contents. So we have used various wrap types like inline, and here you can see that this is in front of text. So using these wrap types, we'll be able to achieve such a clean and a well designed layout in this document. And furthermore, when moving on, you can see that we have added column breaks so that we'll be able to add multiple columns within the same section of the document. So here you can see that this is a two column layout. So the separator here indicates that it is a two column layout. And when you go over here it is a single column layout. So this is how you can achieve multi-column layouts using column breaks and section breaks in the document. So these are the various factors that we have included, and not to mention the QR code scanner. So in this case, we have inserted a QR code where you'll be able to configure so that the users can simply take out their mobile devices and then go ahead and scan to get into the website. So here you can see that we have various options available. So you can configure anything based on your preference and insert the QR code into the document easily. So that's how simple it is for you to design a template in Zoho Writer from scratch. So we have an exclusive webinar where we discuss from scratch on how to design using shapes, adding images, and all the multi sections that we talked about right now. So whatever will be sharing the webinar link so you can have a check at it later on. So yes, that would be all.
That was a great demo, Gautam. It's quite powerful to see how easily Writer can help put together professional looking flyers without needing a design team. So now let's talk about something every financial institution deals, that is paper forms. I believe it's still very much around, right?
Absolutely, Jennifer. Many teams still rely on printed forms for things like loan applications, KYC, and internal approvals. With Writer, you can digitize all of that. Like just you can scan the paper form and upload it as a PDF, and then it automatically converts into a fillable digital form. So you get to have an option to fully control the and also customize the fields based on your need.
And this helps in collecting data quickly, reducing manual errors, and speeding up the whole process.
Exactly. So whether it's onboarding a new client, collecting investment declarations, or capturing internal requests, everything becomes digital, trackable, and easier to manage.
So once we have uploaded the form, the next step is to add the right kind of fields. Zoho Writer offers a wide variety of them, such as text fields, number fields, currency, file upload, lookup fields, checkboxes, and even radio buttons.
That is exactly correct, Jennifer. For example, if you're building a loan application form, you might use a text field for the applicant's name, a number field for the age or the loan amount, and a currency field to specify the requested amount. And we also have lookup fields to select the branch location. And furthermore, we also have checkboxes or radio buttons to choose the type of loan or confirm the agreement to the terms that you have declared.
Adding to that, for KYC purposes, you can even add a file upload field to collect address or identity proofs as well.
Exactly, Jennifer. We'll talk about more in the latest slides. Well, this actually ensures that all the data that you collect is clean, structured, and easy to process.
So now, once the form is all ready, what if we want to collect responses from people who visit our website?
Well, you can simply publish the form and embed it in your site. So, if a prospective client lands on your page, let's just say someone looking to apply for a loan, then they can simply fill out the form that you have embedded in your website and submit it right there without downloading anything in their machines.
That definitely sounds smooth, and I believe this saves time for both the organization and the applicant.
Absolutely, Jennifer. It also ensures you're capturing accurate data in real time and it's all stored securely for further processing.
And that brings us to something really smart, literally. Like imagine you're already have a PDF form in hand, maybe like a loan application or an account opening form. What if we told you that Writer can take that PDF and automatically detect where the fields should go?
Exactly. So you just upload the PDF into Writer and a built-in AI tool will scan and intelligently place all the required fields for you, like text boxes, checkbox, date pickers. It's all handled in a matter of seconds.
Yes, Gautam, and this makes it incredibly easy for financial teams to digitize even legacy forms without having to recreate them from scratch. And the best part is, writers' field detection is one of the most accurate tools out there.
Yes, that is correct, Jennifer, which actually saves both time and effort, especially when you're dealing with large volume of forms.
And now that we have seen how easy it is to digitize forms, let's talk about something equally important, that is collecting supporting documents securely.
Well, that is correct. That's where the file upload field that we talked about in the previous slide comes in. So you can simply add it to your form, a file upload field into your form, and this will allow users to upload the necessary documents.
Like, for example, during a loan onboarding process, you could ask applicants to upload their proof of identity or recent bank statements right through the form.
Yes, and here's the best part, the uploaded files are automatically stored in your work drive folders. It keeps things organized and secure, making it easy for your team to access them anytime they require.
So, that looks like a very easy way to collect and manage documents without even leaving the writer ecosystem. It's both convenient for clients and efficient for teams. And speaking about client convenience, here's a scenario that plays out quite often during the loan onboarding process. A new client is applying for a loan. Instead of walking into a branch with a stack of documents, they receive a secure digital form where they can enter their basic details and upload their proof of address. The entire process happens remotely without a single sheet of paper being printed or signed. Sounds simple, right? Let's take a look at how this works inside Zoho Writer. So, Gautam, can you show us how to set up such a form?
Definitely, Jennifer. So let me quickly jump over to the writer section. And here I have already created a form from scratch in Zoho Writer. So all I did is I just opened up a blank document and I've inserted the headings and the various fields required, such as text fields, radio buttons, checkboxes, date fields, and there is also a drop down that I've configured. So configuring a drop down in Writer is so easy that you just have to insert the field and then configure it based on your own preference. And similarly, I have also added conditions so that if the nationality contains others, then I'll display a text field so that the applicant can manually enter their nationality and then submit the document. So this way you'll be able to dynamically display content based on the user's selection during the form submission. So now, as you can see, I've also added a data source just to show you how a lookup field would look like. So here I have configured a data source that contains the city and the state in which the bank operates. And furthermore, I have configured it as a lookup field so that only the list of cities will be displayed in my final result. And furthermore, I've added a checkbox fields and also added further conditions to display dynamic data. So now once that is done, in the end, I have added two fillable file upload fields so that the users will be able to upload their proof of address. So maybe it might be their social security card or any other proof of address to confirm their address. So now once this configuration is done, I'll have various options to share this document. So I can go ahead and click on share to fill, and if it is an internal collection, I'll be able to just use fill as form and then share the document. Whereas if it is an external one, I can go ahead and publish and embed the document as well, so that I'll be able to get a public link which can be accessed by anyone across the internet. So here I'll be able to select public on the web, and if I select embed code, I'll be able to get the embed code and embed it in my website as shown in the GIF in the slide. So now once this is done, let me just go ahead and show you how this form looks for an external user. So this is how the form will look like. So they can just get into over here and type in their name and go ahead and put in the checkbox fields and add the date. So and select the nationality as well. So as I mentioned, if I select others, I'll be displaying another field where they'll have to enter the nationality. So if I am selecting anything from the drop down list, as you can see, the field will be vanished because it's not required. So similarly, we have lookup fields which will fetch the data based on my data source. The cities will be fetched and I can just go ahead and select it. And as you can see, I also have check boxes that can be checked, and there is the file upload field where I'll be able to upload my proof of address. So I'll just upload this document, and as you can see, it's uploaded in a sys. So I'll just go ahead and click on submit so that the form gets submitted. So now I'll be able to get these data easily collected. And not only that, I'll also have options to configure the file upload field. So I can select the required file type, and I can also choose the destination in which the file has to be saved in my Zoho Work Drive, and I can also choose the maximum file size. Some companies will have restrictions in the amount of file size that can be stored, so they can make use of these options and configure it before they share it to their clients. So this is how you can create a form, a fillable template in Zoho Writer, and share it with your clients for filling. And also, we talked about how you can upload a document and you can convert that into a fillable form. So let me show you that as well. So I'll just get it to the Writer dashboard and click on upload document. And here I'll choose a fillable template because I want the PDF form to be converted as a fillable PDF form. So for that, I have an existing form. This is actually an online form, and this does not have anything from Zoho Writer. So it's a downloaded form. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on open. And now you can see that the document is uploaded. So let me just open the file. So in this case, this is a PDF document, and I'll have two options. I can either manually insert the fields, or I can go ahead and click on auto insert fields. So this is where the AI that we talked about comes in, where the AI will detect the fields and available in the form, and it will automatically insert it. So you can see the result, it will be near perfect. So I just have to make some modifications before I share as per my preference, and I'm just good to go. So as you can see, there are 107 fillable fields that was inserted into the document. So this is how easy it is for you to convert any existing PDF forms into a fillable form. And not only PDF forms, you can also convert paper forms into PDF and upload it into Writer, and that will also have the same kind of detection, field detection.
Thank you, Gautam. That was a helpful demo. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about working together on documents. In financial services, multiple stakeholders often need to work on the same document, sometimes all at once, whether it's loan agreements, client communication, or internal reports. Collaboration plays a huge role. So, Gautam, what are the features that help teams collaborate better in Zoho Writer?
Well, we have real-time collaboration, so multiple people can work together instantly. So we also have track changes to see every edits made, and we also have options to maintain multiple versions of the document, and even set up a document workflows for structured review and approvals. So you can also control who edits what and restrict visibility of comments when needed.
That's great. Can you show us a quick demo on how this works in a practical scenario? And also adding to that, we have covered the collaboration features. So let's take a look at how they play out in a real world financial setting. So picture this, you are finalizing a loan agreement. Internal stakeholders like the legal team and relationship manager are reviewing the draft. While the client and their advisor are also part of the process, everyone collaborates on the same document, reviewing clauses, suggesting edits, and discussing terms. It's a transparent and trackable exchange that keeps everyone aligned. Once the negotiation is complete, the document flows through internal approvals before being officially shared. So, Gautam, can you walk us through how all this works inside a Zoho Writer?
Definitely, Jennifer. So let me take a sample document, which is a loan negotiation form. So here you can see that I have various customer details. So this is a customer detail along with their email address and their collaterals, as well as the amount that they have asked or applied loan for. So here, this is the total amount and the rate of interest per annum, and all these details are already available in my document. So now what I can do is I can just go ahead and share this document with the external user. So this would be the applicant who has applied for the form. And also I can have this shared to my internal team members so that I'll be able to comment on any information that needs to be added or removed, or if there are any changes as well. And so for that, what we can use is we can use the comments option. So we can add comments, and we'll also have the options to mention users in the comment, and you'll be able to reply to a comment and also resolve comments in the document. And not only that, you can also highlight certain sections of the document. So let's just say if the client says that their address is incorrect, so they can just click on this and go ahead and add a comment so that they'll be able to uh, provide the necessary change that is required. And furthermore, when you're adding comments, so let's just say there is an internal conversation happening within the document, you can go ahead and change the comment visibility. So you can customize this so that only certain users in the document will be able to view the comments that you add in the comment section. So this way, only these two users will be able to view the comment that I'm gonna add right now. So as you can see, this is a restricted comment currently visible only to two users in this particular document. So this is how you can maintain your internal conversation within the document without having any mismatch in the context. And also when sharing the document, you can enable track changes so that once the document is shared, let's just say if the external user is trying to make some changes, all the changes will be highlighted. So you can go ahead and check the changes that is being done, and you can choose either to accept or reject. So this can be done. So let's just say you wanted them to add the preferred rate of interest. So they'll just go ahead and add the preferred rate of interest, but it will be highlighted so that when you get into the document, you can either accept it or reject the changes based on your preference. And not only this, while sharing the document, you also have the ability to lock or mask certain contents of the document. So here, just select the content and you can go ahead and click on lock option to lock the selected content so that this content will not be editable for the users whom you share the document. And not only this, if you want to mask, so you can just select the content, and so you can click on mask content and then go ahead and type the content so that this will be masked for other users in the document. So if I just go over there, so you can see that this is the masked content by Ethan Davis. So this is how you can mask, lock, and use comments within the document to have the negotiations carried over within the agreement form. And once these conversations and the negotiation process is completed, you can go ahead and create a workflow as well. So when you go ahead and assign a workflow, we have three types of workflow. You can choose any one of these based on your own preference. And here I'll just choose review and approval workflow. And once that is done, I can go ahead and start the workflow and send the document for review and approval process. And once this step is completed, I'll have the ability to either uh, publish the document or go ahead and rename and save the document. So these are the APIs that is available already. So if you want, you can also execute any of your own custom function so that once the review or the approval process is completed, the execution of custom function will happen. So these are the various ways using which you can collaborate, and you'll be able to negotiate within the document and also send the document for approval or review process.
Thank you, Gautam. That was a neat demo on document collaboration. Now, let's talk about how Writer helps you automate a document creation and eliminate repetitive tasks.
So with formulas, you can automate calculations, which is useful for things like interest computations or financial summaries. So we also support multiple currencies, which is great when dealing with international clients. So you can also display or hide sections of your content based on certain conditions, like showing terms based on loan type or eligibility. And what's powerful is that all of this can be tied to your business applications like CRM, accounting software, and more to generate documents automatically. To wrap it up, You can collect digital signatures within the same document without switching between tools.
That's a lot of tools within one application. Let's take a look at how that works in action. Now that the loan agreement is finalized after negotiation, the next step is to send it to a client for a signature. Using Zoho Writer, you don't have to like download or switch to another tool. You can simply use the same document and trigger a merge into to include client specific details and send it out for digital signature, all from within Writer itself. Once signed, the documents get stored securely in a respective client's folder. It's that smooth process. So Gautam, can you walk us through how this works?
Definitely, Jennifer. So here, as you can see, this is loan agreement merge template that I've created in Right. So I have attached a data source, which is a Zoho sheet file. So here you can see that there is borrower name, address, email, phone number, and all the information available from me. So what I'm going to do is I have onboarded a client using a form, and I have pushed those details into the sheet. And using the sheet, I'm going to put in a merge template for a loan agreement, and I'm going to send the agreement to the clients for getting signatures. So here you can see that the borrower is different and there is a different lender as well. So both these informations are available in this particular data source, and I'm using it to put it into the template. So here you can see that there are merge fields available, and there are date fields and all the remaining fields as well. So in the towards the end of the document, I have added signature fields so that I would have to collect the signatures from the borrower as well as from the lender. So I'll be able to add up to 10 unique signatures in the document. So all I have to do is just get into the fields section, go to signer fields, and add more signers based on my preference. So once this configuration is done, all I have to do is just go ahead and click on merge and send for sign collection. So here you can see that I have dynamically pulled the borrower's email address and the lender's email address from my data source, so that I would not be required to pull out or enter the email address each time a documents get generated. So this will be helpful when I'm going to generate bulk documents and I'm going to send it out for getting signatures. And furthermore, I also have an option called sign in the above order. So when I toggle this option, only after the borrower submits their signature, the document will be sent for the next signer, who is the lender. And not only this, we also have options for you to execute conditions, so that only if the condition is satisfied, it will be sent to the signer one's A option. So here you can see that even for signer one, I'll have the ability to add a condition and choose multiple signers within a single signer itself. And here you can see that I've added the document name using a field called borrower's name. And once that is done, I'm getting into the advanced settings, where I'll be able to save a copy to my Zoho work drive in the preferred folder. And I'll also have an option to email the signed documents or even execute a custom function. So in execute a custom function, my opportunities are further expanded, where I'll be able to push the signed document back to Google Drive, OneDrive, or other cloud platforms, as well as if I'm using CRM or Recruit as a data source, I'll be able to push these signed completed documents back to those particular record using custom function. So we have also carried over previous webinars where we'll talk about how to push these signed documents back to the particular record from which we are pulling up the data. So these are the complete workflow that you can do within Zoho Writer. So now once this complete process is done, all I have to do is just click on run merge, and each time whenever I click on run merge, multiple documents will be generated and it will be sent to the respective signers to collect signatures.
Thank you, Gautam, for that demo. So now, while we just saw how easy it is to finalize and send a loan agreement for signature, let's talk about another common task, that is creating monthly or annual financial reports. These reports usually require pulling numbers from different places, formatting them neatly, and ensuring the documents are accurate and presentable.
Right. So with Zoho Writer, you can automate most of that. So you can use pre-designed templates link them with data from other applications, and the report comes together automatically. And this also comes with complete information where you can add charts, formulas, and structured sections. So this removes the risk of manual errors and keeps all your reports consistent in branding and layout. A task that usually take hours can be done in minutes. So let me show you a demo on how this can be configured. So here is the report document that I've created. So for this, what I'm going to do is my basic idea is to generate a report for each agent who has sanctioned loan and the total amount of loan sanctioned to whom. So this is a particular report that I want to create, and I also want to create an organization report where I would want to know what is the January month's total loan that is being sanctioned and what is the loan type. So these are the required information and for which I'm going to generate a report. So here you can see that I've used group by feature and aggregate feature. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm just using group by agent name. So the first is group by agent name. So here I'll just go ahead and click on agent name and group it. So by that, I'll grouping it based on agent name, borrower's name, and then by the loan amount. So this is how my grouping is done in the particular field. And further, I have inserted grouped borrower's name and the loan amount aggregated. So this is the loan amount aggregate. So for this, I'm going to sum the total amount and I'm going to aggregate it based on the borrower's name, and the total loan amount is the field that is getting aggregated. And further here you can see that I have added a aggregate field called total loan, which is done based on the group agent name. So this is how you can configure the aggregate settings. And furthermore, I've also used these data in order to get a chart. So here, this is the chart setup that I've done. So I have used multiple series and I'm using bar chart, and the x-axis is agent name, and using loan amount as the field that needs to be aggregated by sum, and it has to be grouped by agent name, so that I'll able to display the required results. So now once this is done, let me just switch over to the organization setup. So here I've just simply added two fields, which is grouped loan type. So I'm just grouping all the loan type so that I'll be able to get the total sum of each loan that is being sanctioned. And here I'm going to add the total loan type. So for this, I'm going to use an aggregate field where the sum, and I'm going to aggregate it based on the grouped loan type. So now the field that is being aggregated is loan amount. So similarly, I've also configured the chart in here as well. As you can see, this is loan type, loan amount, and the aggregate is sum, and the group by is loan type. So once this configuration is done, all I have to do is just go ahead and run the merge. So let me show you a preview on how this works. So here, before I show you the preview, let me show you the data source which I have configured. So this is the data source that I have. So all I have is the agent that is who took care of the loan sanction process and the type of loan, whether it is a business loan or car loan or term loan, anything else. And similarly, I've also added the total loan amount that has been approved. So these are the main fields that I'm going to use in my section of the document to generate this report. So as we talked about earlier, I have configured all the fields, and let me show you the preview now. So you get a clear idea on how this raw data gets transformed into a structured, well-defined report. So here you can see that the agent A has been did work on the sanction amount of nearly this much amount, and similarly we have the each borrower or the borrower who borrowed it. So we have got a detailed report on that as well. And let's just move on to the graph where we'll be able to see the total amount sanctioned by each agents who works for me. And then when we just move on to the total organization level amount, you can see that here is the home loan that is being sanctioned in January, and similarly for business card, personal, etc. And for this, we have also added another chart, and you can see that based on my January report, personal loan is the highest value that is being sanctioned. So this is how easy it is for you to generate reports for financial sectors.
Thank you, Gautam, for the neat demo on creating financial reports. So now that we have seen how documents can be automated, let's talk about a critical aspect, that is compliance and security. Especially in finance, you can't afford to take risk with sensitive information. So Gautam, how does Writer help here?
Well, Writer offers multiple layers of protection. First, you can share document with password protection, ideal when you're dealing with confidential agreements or reports. So, for external users, instead of passwords, we provide OTP based authentication. So, even if you're sending a document to someone outside your organization, their access is still secure. So you can also block or mask specific content as we shown in the demo section where you'll be able to lock or even mask confidential data in your document. And furthermore, we also have track changes and redlining, which ensures that any edits are clearly visible. So it's really useful when reviewing contracts or policies, especially when there are multiple people involved in the same document. And of course, the entire document can go through a workflow process where it can be reviewed and approved, or even combine both the review and approval workflows before the document gets finalized.
That's a full stack compliance toolkit right there, without needing any third party tool. So now that we have seen a lot of powerful capabilities, so what would you say are the most standout benefits for financial organizations using Zoho Writer?
Great question, Jennifer. I would say one of the biggest highlights is how Writer brings everything under one roof. You're not just getting a word processor, you're getting a tool that replaces the need for separate softwares for forms, automation, collaboration, and even e signing. Normally, each users would be using different tools, but Writer satisfied all in one platform. And another standout is data driven document generation, where you can connect Writer to your CRM, accounting software, or even custom financial applications and automatically generate personalized documents like client reports, account summaries, or investment portfolios without any manual input. That level of automation, it's just not possible in tools like MS Word in other conventional word processors. Then there is conditional content, which lets you to show or hide parts of your document based on specific client data. And also, Writer's integration with WorkDrive allows you to automatically create files into specific client folders, so your documents don't just get created, they also get stored and shared intelligently.
So all of this happens in the cloud and no version mismatch, no software install, no dependency on local files is needed.
Exactly. It's modern, collaborative, and built for organization that moves fast. Traditional tools can't match the level of flexibility and smart integration.
And that's a complete game changer for finance teams who deal with high volumes of documents every day.
That's exactly correct, Jennifer. And before we wrap up, so let me quickly share what's coming soon in Soho Writer, which will benefit financial services. So you'll soon be able to secure PDFs by restricting actions like copy, edit, and print permissions. This is actually perfect for safeguarding sensitive financial documents. So we'll also working on support for payment forms, allowing clients to make payments directly from within a writer document. Another exciting update is the ability to trigger document creation through webhook data, automating everything from data intake to document generation. You'll also be able to attach multiple document types within a single workflow, whether it's an ID proof, financial statement, or legal annexure. So, all these documents can be attached within a document itself. And we also have some enhancements in the PDF editor. So, in our future upcoming updates, we'll be able to provide you options to fill and sign the PDF documents without even leaving Zoho Writer. And finally, we are enhancing fillable forms to support subforms, which is great for collecting group informations like co-applicant details or multiple financial entries, etc. So stay tuned, there is a lot more coming to make document handling in finance smoother and smarter. And since we are talking about the future updates, I'll just quickly give you a sneak peek on something that we have been working on. So here is a special sneak peek. So this option is not yet released to the users. So let me just quickly share it with you guys. And here under the automate section, you'll have an option called setup advanced automation. So as I mentioned, this is not yet released. So this is an upcoming feature. So here you'll have an ability to configure your templates and you can send multiple templates and merge. So for now, we only have an option to merge a single template. Whereas once this feature is available, you'll be able to use the data source and merge templates based on conditions. So for example, let's just say I want to perform a merge and I just wanted to perform only if certain condition is satisfied. So what I can do is I can execute a condition and based on that I'll be able to perform a merge. So if the condition is not satisfied, I can go ahead and perform another merge. So here I can just pick out another file. So let me just click this one. So here, let's just say this condition is not satisfied. So I'll be able to perform this much. And not only this, we also have various other options like routing files. So here you can see that I'll be able to route files. So here I can create multiple ports and configure the data that is incoming. So you can just go ahead and insert it. So based on the requirements, so let's just say I want to select if the date starts from this to this, if it is between this, then I just want certain merge operation to be carried over. Then what I can do is I can just go ahead and link it with the template that is required. Similarly, if the date is different, I can link it to a different template, and it goes on. So you can create up to 10 ports for now, and you can go ahead and perform calculations. So using the same data, you'll be able to perform 10 different template merges, and you can go ahead and send those documents. And let's just say I want to, in the final action, I want to combine all these merges together. What I can do is I can just go to document processing and click on combine files. So now I'll just go ahead and link this feature with the combine files so that both the merge document will be generated and both these will be combined into one and it will be sent out. And let's just say I also want to send an email. So what I can do is I can go to document sharing and click on send email and just simply select the required actions and send it as a single email. So these are the various possibilities that is available once this feature is available. So here you can see that I can attach both the documents in a single email and then send it out. So this is a pretty exciting feature which is called advanced automation, and pretty soon you'll be able to check out this feature. So currently we do not have any beta version or we do not have any exact ETA, but as you can see it's in a testing phase. So pretty soon you can expect this to be rolled out. So Vadivel will be posting our what's new writer page so that you can check it out and track the upcoming features.
So all of the upcoming features looks very interesting, especially the Office Plus seems like a game changer. And that brings us to the end of today's session. We hope you got a clear picture of how Zoho Writer can streamline documentation across your financial workflows, from onboarding forms to final agreements, all within a single platform. It's been great having you with us. This is a part of our ongoing webinar series, as Gautam mentioned, where we explore how different industries can benefit from Writer. We'll see you next time with a new use case and more exciting features. Until then, thank you and have a great weekend ahead and take care.